Hello, everyone. Huge day in the sports world yesterday. The Chiefs had their first loss of the season. Dak Prescott had just a devastating injury. Had to be airlifted off the field. Didn't see it live, but definitely something you never want to see happen to anyone. And of course, the Lakers pulled off the win, just really just annihilating the Heat last night. So congrats to Laker Nation, congrats to LeBron, AD, Rondo, Dwight, really everyone in that organization, and well deserved. So really this video is going to be just around, a few cards you can look for with the Lakers and different cards that, what their prices may do over the next few months in terms of just going through in the sports card market. So looking into LeBron and AD, definitely their most popular cards. We're probably going to see a huge price increase shortly here. If it hasn't happened, I haven't looked at their most popular cards. LeBron's Topps Chrome rookie card, AD's Panini Prism. I'm sure those cards are going to get a huge spike here, and there's going to be a lot of buying on eBay the next several days. So what type of cards are there out there if you're looking to buy, and maybe you can't get them this week, maybe you won't be able to get them even this next month, maybe you'll have to hold off till December or so. Well, I looked up a few cards, and I think there's a few out there that could be strong possibilities, especially for AD, because he's someone who, he didn't get the Finals MVP, played great. He, really, if he just had a few more big games, he really could have won it over LeBron. LeBron definitely deserved it, in my opinion. But LeBron, AD was definitely played great in the series, and he could definitely end up winning that Finals MVP someday. So to me, I think there's a card, and a lot of sports card collectors out there, basketball in particular, are going to know these cards. But they're still very affordable and really just cards that I think could be iconic at this point. There's two from this set for LeBron, and it's 2008, the 2008 Topps. Now, a lot of people seem to go for the 2008 Topps Chrome. It's more of the upscale version. It's going to be more pricey, but the Topps is going to be cheaper, and your pop counts are low for this. So what are the pop counts? What are the prices? What have those been selling for? Well, right now you've got basically two cards. You've got the number 23, which is LeBron doing his famous iconic chalk toss. So there was a sale just October 10th for $229. This was a PSA 9, so very respectable, a 9. And what are the population counts for PSA? PSA 9, the population count right around 100, 102. For your PSA 10, about 150. Now, one thing I did is I was curious around what, are there a ton of raw cards out there that maybe are going to come in, or is there even going to be like a couple hundred or so? And I looked, and I only saw around, maybe 50 to 100 when I looked this morning. So that's something that, you figure there's 50 to 100 of these at the most that I saw on eBay. Maybe half are worthy of 9 to 10s. I don't know. And you have such a small population there doing that chalk toss. So that's something definitely to keep in mind. A good card. Right now, it's still in a good price range, and it's something that's definitely affordable. Will it be affordable this week? Is it going to have a spike tonight, tomorrow night, all this week, with what's going on, probably going to have some, a pretty big spike. Um, Next card from this set, it's number 24. It's Kobe Bryant, but this is really an awesome card as well, where you've got LeBron and Kobe in the picture. Um, and this one here, it's got a low pop as well, a PSA 9s, right at 92 or so, or 100. Um, and your PSA 10, 65. So these here, there was recently a sale. This was October 6th. There was a sale for $217. So again, a card like that where you've got LeBron and Kobe, two iconic players, um, selling for really an affordable price. Definitely, that's something that I think collectors are going to be going after, in time, and it's something that we could look into getting, because so many of his rookie cards are going to be so expensive. Are already expensive at this point. Now, I did a video early on of his second year cards, as well, and some good buys in there. So you can check that out, as well. That's something you could check out. Now, moving on to Anthony Davis, he's got some good cards as well. His Prism's obviously going to be the most expensive, like those PSA 10s and 9s. But he's got some cool cards. Like his Brilliance is pretty rare in terms of the grading, and the pricing's, reasonably affordable. There was a 10 that recently sold October 11th. That was $257. So, these, the PSA 10 population, only 123. And, AD's role could get really bigger next year. I mean, as, LeBron, he's, in my opinion, the second greatest of all time. But I expect AD at some point to really become, that probably, I don't know if the alpha on the team, but, he's going to be, the go-to guy at some point on this team just because of aging. PSA 9 population for the 67. So there's not a lot of these Brilliance cards out there. I actually owned one of these on ComC and flipped it at one point. So probably should have held on to it. Another one is his Hoops card. These have a little bit of a higher population. The 9s, 278, 9s, the 10s, 366. So those are, a little bit higher, but those are, definitely affordable as well. They haven't been selling for very much. Now, Lakers are already talking about repeating. They're already talking about even three-peating. Is this something where they're going to be able to do it, the next year or two? In my opinion, I still think that they're going to need a piece, or possibly two. They need a third scorer. I don't think Kuzma is that guy. Rondo played great. He was just phenomenal in the playoffs. But I think they kind of had an easy path with the Clippers losing and just kind of all that, turmoil within the team. I'm not going to say they completely lucked out playing the Nuggets, because the Nuggets were, they're a good team, but the Clippers would have been a much tougher matchup for them, just with Kawhi and Paul George, and it would have been a lot more difficult for them in terms of a matchup. You also have to factor in health as well. Is LeBron and AD, are they both going to stay healthy next year? Because if one of those guys goes out, even if it's a small injury, that could cost them, games. It could cost them home court. LeBron's probably not going to want to play all 82 games next year. So I think they need some sort of reliable third scorer. One name that comes to mind, in my opinion, is Buddy Hield. I don't know, his situation in Sacramento. He could be someone that could come in and possibly, be a shooter, give them some outside shooting, a little bit of a scoring. But does he want, how much money does he want? That's really the question there. They're also going to need, reliable veterans, which they've got. They got Dwight to come in, and guys are going to listen to LeBron. So that's something that's definitely going to be good. Um, Rondo was great this year, and I think getting veterans is definitely going to help them. So they may have to switch out some of these role players to repeat and stay successful, and really hope that no one else makes a significant jump. I am thinking that Giannis is going to make some sort of move, but I guess we can start speculating on all that as the offseason sort of picks up. Um, but anyhow, let me know what you guys think about this. Definitely wasn't much of a game last night. I didn't think that this was going to be much of a series. I didn't even see it going 6 games. I thought it was going to be a sweep. But the Heat made it a series. They overachieved. I'm sure the Heat are going to make some moves as well. And will Giannis go to Miami? That's another question. We're just going to have to wait and see, what happens. And in terms of the sports card market, this is going to be really interesting to kind of see what happens with some of these players, and what happens with a lot of their prices and just the market overall. I think that hopefully I'm hoping some of the prices are, maybe they get a bump and then they go down, so I can get in and really get some stuff here, maybe sometime in November, Black Friday. And then, as the season begins, I'm sure, prices will start to go up. But, for now, I'm, definitely it's something that I'm, going to be definitely keeping a close eye on. Well, appreciate you guys tuning in, and let me know any thoughts you have. Let me know anything you think about the Lakers, any potential competition they may have next year, or LeBron or AD cards that are worth checking out as well. Any Heat cards too, and appreciate the time.